Hello, I am Oluwabukola Michael Nelson. I am making this presentation on behalf of Group 3 of the Management 6302 group. We would be analyzing Case 25, the Harriman International case. Members of this group are Angelica Reed, Ang Key, Juliet Paper, Jeremy Singleton, Jonathan Wiggins, Lauren Watterson, myself, Josh Pierce, and Leah Soland. This presentation will be made under the following headings: Introduction, Decision Problem, Financial Analysis, Monetary Values, Expected Monetary Value and Decision Tree, Risk Management Analysis, Recommendation, and Conclusion. Introduction. Harriman International is a Delhi-based manufacturer and exporter of finished textile products. Since the company was launched in May 1990, it has enlarged its scope of business, broadened its production line, and expanded internationally. Currently, Harriman International has over 100 employees and has sales in excess of 10 million Indian rupees, which is equivalent of $153,480. Currently, the one owner and founder of the Harriman Company is faced with a decision problem. Dhawan faces two decisions to make. Should he accept or decline the order? In case he accepts the order, should he produce under sequential processing or parallel processing? The focus of our analysis would be to help Dhawan make the most profitable decision. There are five possible outcome scenarios for Dhawan in this case. Based on sunk cost of 188,400 rupees, if Dhawan declines the order, he makes a loss of 18,840 rupees. If Dhawan accepts the order and delivers to time, 100% of the contract price would be paid by Pioneer, resulting in a total monetary value of 315,238 rupees. There are two major influencing variables that would interfere with Dhawan's decisions. The first one is the problem, the possibility of a problem occurring during in-house production. This would definitely delay the delivery time of the Pioneer order. The other would be the delivery date of the embroiderer. These two variables must be considered when calculating the expected monetary value of Dhawan's decision. And using the sequential processing method, Dhawan estimates or anticipates that there is only a 20% chance of problem occurring during in-house production. In this case, there is 12.5% chance of on-time delivery and 87.5% chance of late delivery. And if problem do occur, then there would be the 100% chance for late delivery. Under sequential processing, declining the Pioneer order leads to an expected monetary value of negative 18,840 Indian rupees. Accepting the Pioneer order leads to an expected monetary value loss of 171,451 Indian rupees. As an alternative to sequential processing, Dhawan could opt for the parallel processing process for the Pioneer order. And there are two conditions here. Because Dhawan's production line is not set up for the parallel processing, the chances of problem occurring during production increases by 20%. However, the chances for on-time delivery increases significantly. Using the parallel processing, the expected monetary value is much more has with expected monetary value under sequential processing. Declining the pioneer order in the parallel processing leads to an EMV of negative 18,840 rupees. Accepting the pioneer order, however, leads to an expected monetary value of 4,297.32 Indian rupee. And on that basis, we realize that accepting the order and producing under parallel processing leads to the highest expected monetary value for that one. Here is a decision tree showing the flow of outcomes based on the different alternatives that Darwin could make in reaching his decision. Risk management analysis. Let's consider the risk profiles of each alternative that Darwin could apply in making the right decision in this case. On the left, you have the risk profile associated with the sequential processing method. If under this method, you can see that there is a 90% risk to operate at a loss, with an average loss of 203,000 Indian rupee. There's a 10% chance to operate at a profit, at an average profit of 31,500 Indian rupees. On the right, you have the chart showing the risk profile associated with parallel processing. Here you see the pictures telling a story where there's a 57.5% chance to operate at a loss, at an average loss of 136,000 Indian rupees. And we have a 42.5% chance to operate at a profit, at an average profit of 134,000 Indian rupee. To help Darwin get a clearer picture of the impacts from each outcome, from each possible outcome from the decisions he makes, we came up with a severity risk profile for each of the alternatives, and we measure the area size of each outcome by multiplying the effective ratings of the impact and probability for each opportunity. Now let's look at a comparison of the severity risk profiles from the two alternatives. On the left, you have the severity risk profile for sequential processing, and on the right, you have severity risk profile for parallel processing. Let's look at two of the outcomes and their importance. So we look at the probability of having an on-time delivery if problems do occur under any of these alternatives. Under the sequential processing, the orange dot here shows that Darwin has a 1% chance of on-time delivery if problems occur under the sequential processing method. Under the parallel processing method, we have a higher probability of 4% of 4 if Darwin uses the parallel processing. That is, there's a 1% chance of on-time delivery if problems occur under sequential processing, while there is a 4% chance of on-time delivery if problems occur during parallel processing. This helps us realize that there is a higher percent chance of on-time delivery using the parallel processing method. Another factor to consider is the possibility that there will be on-time delivery if no problem occurs. On the sequential processing chart, the purple dot shows that there is a 0% chance of on-time delivery if no problem occurs, whereas on parallel processing, there is the orange chart here shows that there is a 45% chance of on-time delivery if no problem occurs. Both the sequential and parallel processing methods have been mapped using a matrix style evaluation. What if Dawan had the perfect information? What would be the value of such perfect information? We estimate the value of perfect information, or minimum expected opportunity loss, by representing this cost as the cost of not picking the best alternative, also referred to as regret. The expected value of perfect information places an upper bound on what the decision maker should pay for perfect information. And the EVPI is a decision analytical approach that allows us to estimate the cost of existing uncertainty and to prioritize future research by identifying areas where collection of additional data will lead to reduction in the current level of uncertainty. In the case of Dawan, the EVPI for sequential processing comes up to 33,407.80 Indian rupees, and the EVPI for parallel processing comes up to 118,845.83 Indian rupees. Therefore, if Darwin had the possibility to get perfect information, he should pay no more than this amount. Like any other business decision maker, Darwin would value to have perfect information where he knows in advance the outcomes of all the decisions he would make, because this would help him make the perfect decision. Normally, there's just a tiny slim chance that this would ever occur. Perfect information hardly shows up when it is needed. However, in many cases, what we do have access to is imperfect information. This is information that does not completely eliminate uncertainty but reduces it. In essence, the decision maker is prepared for the impact of possible outcomes. Assuming that one knew whether a problem would occur, and in case such problem did occur, he should accept the order and produce under parallel processing to either at an expected monetary value of 112,500 Indian rupees. If the problem did occur, he should decline the order. Also, assuming Dawan knew the delivery date of the embroiderer, if the embroiderer delivered the pioneer order by March 10 or March 20, Dawan should accept the order and produce under parallel processing. In case the embroiderer delivered by March 27, or if he chooses to deliver by that date, or if circumstances make March 27 only the possible date to deliver the order, then there is no chance for Dawan to complete the order in time. Reason why he should decline the pioneer order. It appears that with the scenario presented here, Dawan might have the opportunity to influence the process or to control the outcome of his decision. Number one, he could arrange a special contract with the embroiderer, maybe offer more money to put his project on the priority list. Also, he could control the system for in-house production. The expected value of perfect control, EVPC, under sequential processing comes up to 486,700 Indian rupees. Under parallel processing, the EVPC comes up to 311,000 Indian rupee. We advise that Dawan pays no more than 311,000 Indian rupees to get more control in the decision process. There is value in chaos in business. Maybe not value to arrive at the immediate result in the current situation, but there is value in foresight to prevent such issues from coming up in future business situations. Some of the ways that one could add value and reduce risks in the future would be to establish long-term contracts with an embroiderer, and this would earn him an advantageous position of having his contracts or his orders prioritized with the embroiderer. He could put the embroiderer on retainership. Also, that one could reorganize the internal processes from sequential to parallel processing, where he's able to have control over the whole processing stages. 3, that one could arrange for a much more better internal control system where delivery time could be sped up. Also, that one could arrange for much more advantageous contract arrangements with customers in the future. In the case of Pioneer, if that one goes through with this order in the future, that one could make more arrangements that would reduce the risk of losses should there be late delivery on orders. Also, that one could invest in insurance over losses incurred on late delivery. Here are our recommendation. We recommend that Dawan accepts the Pioneer order. Pioneer has been a loyal and valuable customer, and a bad business deal or failure to deliver on Pioneer's order could result in bad business relationship. A bad business relationship could result in the loss of a valuable customer, and a valuable customer lost could result in the loss of prospective customers. We also recommend that Dawan upgrades the in-house production system from sequential processing to parallel processing so he can have control over production and increase delivery time in the future. We also recommend that Dawan sets up risk reducing measures for future businesses. Contracts should be reviewed to make sure that the loss from late delivery or uncertainties or scope creeps do not have a high negative impact on the business. Other factors to be considered are the current financial situation. Should Dawan focus more on building his business or continue with his graduate courses? Also, future business plans for Ironman International should be reviewed. Consumers' expectation and loyalty should also be reviewed and put into consideration in upgrading the business. Also, that one should take into consideration his image and reputation on future deals. In compiling this report, we have used different methods of quantitative analysis. Methods of quantitative analysis can help to better understand problems, to assess risks and opportunities. Methods of quantitative analysis helps to estimate possible scenarios and their outcomes in a comprehensive way. However, we should always keep in mind that in real-life situations and in making real-life decisions, assumptions on probabilities have to be made, and there are more aspects that need to be considered, and decisions are seldom based on quantitative analysis only. Every decision represents a choice between different levels of risks. Having transparency about those risks allows more conscious decisions and potentially mitigates parts of the risk. Ultimately, the decision itself depends on the risk appetite of the decider. Here are some of the existing literatures that we contacted to compile our reports. We invite you to check out these resources yourself and use them in making future business decisions. Our group is very thankful for the opportunity to compile these reports, and we would be taking questions from members of this class on the discussion board. Thank you.